Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country. Because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them. And because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberian. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying, those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders being able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est autiste-moi, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi, en ce moment, on va battre au moins, néo. On t'a dit, t'as mon mounier, on s'est abattu après moi, il pleure. Avec la locale,
doing anything that people get amended. And with me from 2005 to date, we're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired peacefully and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You understand? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jobai, bivito noba, artiste mo feyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou, si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noscan Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we will prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children to eat, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe to change grades.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. We're on it again this evening. We say thank you for tuning in. Please share this video as much as you can. It's a wonderful thing to be here again this evening. It's a wonderful thing. We want to thank God for that. Please share this video as much as you can, please. We like for a lot of people to watch us. If we have our own way, we'd like millions of people to watch us. But share, folks, on a serious note, share as much as you can for us, please. It's a wonderful show. We're here again. My goodness. We're here again to discuss what is happening in our own home and good things. God has been in control. We thank God for that. And we say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord, for all that you have done and continue to do for our country. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us here. We ask that you continue to bless the country of the Republic of Liberia. We ask that you continue to bless the President of the Republic of Liberia, who is visiting the United States as presently representing our interest. We want to ask you, my Lord, that you continue to bless this man in whatever he does in our name. And we bless that you will be able to provide that blessing at all time. We also ask, my Lord, to bless the leadership of the opposition in Liberia. We ask that you continue to bless the country of Liberia. We'll put Liberia in your hand. My Lord, we ask you again, we're human beings. We'll come out here again tonight, showing this face out here. We ask that you guide our thoughts. Whatever comes out of our mind should be of a decent proposal. My Lord, please, if there is any statement coming out of us that have any hint of hatred, please take it out. My Lord, guide us all. Things are getting heavy in Liberia. Guide us all. We're begging, we're praying, we're asking, we're needing, we're praying to you. Please take complete control. Let the process be safe, free, and fair. My Lord, only through you. No man can threaten the life of Liberia without you agreeing on it that will be successful. And I ask you tonight, that whatever it is that might be threatening the lives of our brothers and sisters, we ask you, my Lord, to take complete control and refuse it. We ask and we pray. My Lord, we ask that you continue to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for joining us here again tonight. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. My son, who is serving in the United States military, I want to see him off. He's going on a deployment. I don't know where he's going, but I just want to say thank you for his services. So I was out there. I wasn't on last night. I was out there. I had a good time with him, and he also with his little brother. We had a great time together. He's grown now. I mean, the maturity in this young man is unbelievable. This is the man that I used to fight 2-3 years ago. Fight with him to cut his hair. You see his hair now, clean, even more because the way they're going, they need to have that. So he's there, shook my hands big, strong. I'm like, what? This is the kid. When I say let's move, I say when I ask you, when I say move, you move. He said yes. Now, there, you just stand right over there, okay? What? I mean, when you see him standing like that, so intimidating. I'm like, God, my goodness. But I couldn't talk much. I was in the people kill my people. You think I'm fool? Before the people drag me out and got told somebody I met me, I beg you. Even the moon said, I said, yes, sir. He said, stand where. I said, yes, sir. And I was told, please, who are you to tell me to stand where? You know me, I'm your father. What do you mean by I'm stand where? But you know, stupid. People play over there, over there, no brother, no other relative around. Alfonso, then they were not even there, sir. And then they were not there, sir, to back me up. I'm going to open my beam. I beg you, so the people can tell me, okay, yeah, take him away. I beg you, they say the message there. I say, yes, sir. I want me be my account, like bro, probably I make my be more. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio, welcome all of you. We're hoping many of you that are watching, this is what we do here. We have fun here together as well as having some serious conversation. We're going to be engaged in some of the serious conversation here. Folks, quite recently, the president of the Republic of Liberia, at the UN, sorry about that. Okay. At the UN, President, we have made a statement. Liberia president, we have to accept election outcome. And you think the man no book? Yeah, I think I keep telling you, opposition. If you're going to engage president, we have to try to dethrone him. If you want to dislodge him for that position peacefully, constitutionally. Any other means, I am not part of you. I have nothing to do with it. But my point, if you want to engage this man, you have to do it from a highly intellectual level. You can't come from total and can't speak all kind of English and things like that. He thinks that the people. He went to the UN and he told the UN, having praised the UN and everything else, he said, we in Liberia, and I'm just paraphrasing now. I said, okay, this is something I'll quote from the paper. As a strong believer in democracy, let me reiterate my call for the respect of constitutional governance and respect for the will of the people. The man making medicine. You're gonna sit down there. You're gonna sit down there and depend on on the opposition. Yeah, that your time with me tonight. Even though I support you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I will be truthful with you. What I believe to be the truth, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You can get angry with me, that's okay, but I must be truthful. You can't come to this position and thinking because this president, he's a play for everybody up your opposition, your things that the man bring his own foot. Yeah. How many times you know see doctor then open people foot on it? So we just find a brain under the man foot. That kind of statement y'all making people, y'all think people are stupid around here. Y'all better go campaign. Retail campaign. You want to win, you have to campaign. You can't depend on angry vote and things say that's all you're gonna get. This is the liberal. I'm not taking anything back here this evening. So the president made it clear. He didn't even go, and I ain't like, bro, on the international stage. International stage. He made it clear to the entire world. He even touched like, bro, he just said, I believe in the constitutional ruling. That means election. And he even made it clear. He said you will accept the result. So all the sedition then that's happening, what you might call the fine, Tusema, we call it, and I'm going to call it English name because they depict violence, but I'll call it crowning. The Tusema, we call it Tusema. The shopping there, Tusema. All the sedition that's shopping, all their Tusema, then you better put it away. The president said you will accept the result. Okay? He said he will accept the result. He ain't gonna take anything else. But here we are on a very serious note. See, this is why I say this young man, if you're going to engage him and you come across as being condescending, you come across as though the man is weak, not necessarily in power or prestige, but that he's not educated. You're doing it to hurt yourself. So you're going to have to approach President Weah as he is, as president of the Republic of Liberia. Leave no stone unturned. You cannot approach President Weah as though he's not educated. You're fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. The opposition. You guys had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day over the weekend. That was good. We appreciate it, and I thank you for that. But this is what I'm going to say to you. With all that crowd that show up, your best bet, if you want to win the election, you go door to door, knocking to people's doors and convincing them that the best way to move Liberia forward is to deny President Weah. And that the best way to move Liberia forward is to go with Ambassador Bakai. But if you sit down because you got a crowd and then you say, oh, we got a team, we winning, people already rejected him. And therefore, we winning anyway, we're going to win. And you sit down, you don't go campaign. Then the people beat you. Then the CDC come and flock us. Then you want to come make noise? You will hear from me. That one that I said, you're going to black me. I want to come to Montreal again. See this opposition? You will hear from me. You can't hear. The international community say, yeah, this is free and fair. And then you come with your tabata. You will hear from me. That one that I said, you're going to black man away from going to Total. I will not be here for you because I'm watching. I'm watching for you to come and start campaigning. Instead, many of you from my observation are counting on the anger of the Liberian people against this president and this administration. I also am asking the Liberians to deny the president's request for second term. And my reason has to do with policy. And this is how you're supposed to approach it. Instead, Some of you are crying, the man using medicine. What medicine? That is seen where we go around here talking about, say, low-fat people, low-fat children there because they're so smart. Well, the people got medicine, they got book medicine. Is there any book medicine? The children there in the night, they start running around all over Morel like me, going to EJ Raw and things like that, all kind of nightclub like I used to do. They were sitting down, their feet in the bucket, steady. The next day we go test the pass. The people, they got book medicine. Eh? Yeah, why book medicine? Y'all show me. Y'all show me. Instead of, go campaign and telling the people what you're going to do, what Ambassador Baka is going to do. You're sitting down there and depend on anger vote because people are angry. The same thing that make them angry. Why President, we have come back tomorrow, does something that change their anger. What are you going to do now? Then you say the man made medicine? And that's why you want me to sit down and believe that? Yeah, man, let me drink some water. The people pissing me up, and they're making me vet, man. Yeah, man, that's not the way to go. You come from down there. You see, Ambassador Baka is going places right now. Yes, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we want. But I have a very special one here tonight. I have a very special one here tonight. And this is what I'm going to say to many of you that perhaps are sitting down like they how do you call it? They spoke present for opposition. Today, what I'm reading, that he's on board, he accepted, he has backed Prince Johnson's statement. That Prince Johnson's statement, you will depend on Prince Johnson. You know how we call Prince Johnson in Crown Valley? Kaifo. There's a wood, the wood in the forest. It's not heavy. It's very hollow. That's one thing. But you take that and you try to, you put on the water, it float. But you can't depend on it. Because if you stand on it, it will flip on you. So they say, Kaifo, Kaifo, you can't depend on that Kaifo. Prince Johnson is a Kaifo, you can't depend on him. Then that a man come here and telling us, then more Ali say yes. What kinds of business is this? More Ali, as young as you are, you got so many years ahead of you. You're gonna back somebody who is preaching violence in this process, the same process that brought the light Senator Dillon's to power. That's the process now. You're gonna say that if you don't win, then something else will happen. The same way we can be telling sedition, they don't have monopoly on violence. That Liberia, what you're talking about? So you're thinking by you're making this kind of statement with frightening sedition? Instead of you to sit down and plan and have plan, follow Ambassador Baka, rescue 1, rescue 2, rescue number 1. Me, I said myself, I rescue 500. Instead of all to go and start campaigning, convincing ANC and all the other people. So in case we go second, because none of you are going to go first round. They're not president. We are not ambassador. Nobody going first round. The way you're talking, you don't even know math. I need to send it over there to teach your math. All the presidential candidates, what make you think that you'll get 50 plus 1? You're talking about winning first round. We have somebody here the other day giving us give math. He thinks he giving us math. President, we will win first, then he start giving us give math, that math there. Yeah? What kind of business is this? This is unacceptable. So I'm saying here tonight, before I bring Marley in here, I'm saying here tonight, if the opposition cannot and will not campaign after the rally, and they're going to depend on the fact that many Liberians are angry against their anger turning against the president and this government, does not equate to voting for Ambassador Baka. If they vote because of anger, they are voting against. They are not voting for. There's two different things. But you don't know those things there anyway. Yeah, you say about winning is a winning. No, winning is not a winning. Because if they vote for you, when you put in policy that perhaps might meet some obstacle on the way. They will understand that you're doing it genuinely. But if they vote for you because they're angry with somebody, if your policy does not come out, there's any obstacle on the way, they will go against you and go against you hard. And you might find yourself in a deep, deep, deep trouble. That is the difference between getting angry vote and getting vote for you. CDC, they will be defeated. But don't count on it as being vote for you. It's not vote. Many of the votes are going to be coming. I've been talking to people back home. They're angry. They're angry because they don't see things that this president, and some of them that I talk to, many friends I talk to, the same way I feel. I thought I was the only person. But many of them feel like that. That is, it hurts. Some of them will tell me, it hurts for me to go against President Weah. But I can't do anything else because he has not shown in the last 5+ years that he has the ability to cut the ties of the friendship and put Liberia first, which he used to do, they would say. They would say when some of us were in the refugee camp, President Weah used to visit and our heart will be cool. Even in get fast and said, but we happy. But now the president, he got all the Nyama people around him. They can't even let him walk around. And that's the angry vote. That is now vote for Ambassador Baka. Now, interesting. I'm saying Ambassador Baka and many of these people need to go and identify, not necessarily identify, but make the message, carry the message out to say, I understand your anger, but I want you in as much as you're angry. Come and join me. Even though you know they're still going to join you, but make your case. Come and join me because I will do something different than what the president has done that get you angry. Explain to them that their anger vote means something to you. Explain to them that by you being elected, the suffering level in our country that you can manage will be managed by you. Explain to them that you understand their pain and you will do with their help, like President Ambassador Baka would say, help us to rescue you. Join us to rescue you. If you go about that, many of them will say, okay, so then it's no longer now going to be, from my perspective, be anger vote. Then when it comes to vote for you, they will say, okay, whatever direction you want to take them, they will follow you. But if you don't do that and you win the election based on anger vote, you have CDC in opposition. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you. CDC, the first time, 12 years, they were not as sophisticated as they are now. They didn't have money as they have plenty of money right now. And they're sophisticated. And many of them are still highly educated. But if they are in opposition with that mindset, you will be in trouble. They're not going to, not like they'll be in a street carrying casket and things like that. No, not that kind of trouble. But every policy that you put out will be challenged. Whether they go through the court system, whatever they can do. You're not just going to run things the way you think you will. But if you have the true support of many Liberians, you can stand on that. And if CDC try to come out and challenge all of these kinds of stuff, people will not pay too much attention to them. But if you don't do that, and you accept the anger vote, I believe, and you think you have won the election, you got issue. So let me bring in Malice. Folks, Samson to Liberia Puerto Rico. Let me bring in Malice. Malice, thank you for joining me tonight. We appreciate it. And thank you. How are you doing?
Well, by His grace, we managed to have a voice to talk tonight. So we just want to thank Him for giving
Thank
all the
you.
strength.
Yes,
And we
yes,
also want to thank Him for giving all that mercy. There are a lot of
yes,
people
yes.
who are around, but they don't have the mercy to even talk.
Amen, amen,
So
amen,
when you have that grace upon you, you must say, Amen. Thank you, Lord.
amen. I think we're turning the program into a preaching area here tonight. I think we're going to invite President. We have to preach to us tonight because he's one of the best preachers as far as I'm concerned. We might invite President. We have to just give us a word of wisdom here from God this evening if you have the opportunity to join us. But thank you, Malice. Thank you for joining us. First of all, what do you make of my Tabata here?
Oh, yes. As a sympathizer, as you all call yourself, but it's like I think you are getting a bit elevated now from sympathizer level to real daha. That's what I see now. And which of course is not bad. We all got to stick
But
somewhere.
the bad thing about that, they don't know me. I don't know them. They don't know me. Mo Ali. The few people I know, people like Kesari, I know, he knows me. People like Sir Johnny, I know he knows me. Those like one or two people that are more Ali than they don't even know me. They don't even know I exist anyway.
So that means if you leave from here one day to go to Liberia and you decide to visit the party headquarters or to go see Joseph Boakai, I think they might consider you to be a black sheep in the room.
Yeah.
You don't
They're
think
not
so?
even gonna let me eat. I know that one for sure. They're not gonna let me eat, but it doesn't matter. I'm speaking about my country anyway. So
I know.
what even as that, what do I want from them from the
I
party
know.
headquarters? I don't want
Yeah,
anything.
it just a support. That's all. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
this is our country. No matter what,
No matter what. Yeah.
it's like you cannot throw the child away with the bathtub. So
Yeah.
Tabata is not badly. You're building some support mechanism for them, and I think
I'm just being very truthful with them.
I mean, they should appreciate that.
I hope because this is the truth. If they go across, because they had some huge fathering the other day, and that one there, the pound one. Now, folks, I'm going to use a language here. I'm going to use a word here, not literally. Please, in as much as I don't like his policy. I don't like his behavior. He's still my senator. Senator Johnson got drunk on the, and when I say drunk, I mean not literally, folks. So that's the poor choice of word, but I will use it anyway. Got drunk on the fact that he got so many people the other day, and then he went on his tirade to make these kinds of ridiculous statements. Where we Liberians in the diaspora, Liberian back home, they finish selling their depend, they finish selling their kobo, they finish selling their I call it bitter boy and things like that. Then they go and build their houses and things. They're still building. Now you're threatening because of the election. If an election, you have a system in a country. The electoral process, the Constitution provide for you to challenge whenever you feel you're not comfortable or you don't think that it goes the right way. There's the room. The Constitution provide for you to challenge the election, but instead he's going to dump all of that and jump straight into last result, which is the violence. Let me play Prince Johnson's statement here as I'm going to be going through this. Folks, that Prince Johnson coming up here.
And Joshua must receive a warning from the people yesterday. It's a warning that will tire with you. We tire with you. Don't force yourself on, we'll vote you out. Sedition say, we will take it, but we'll take it. We will take it. We defy them to take it. We defy them. In fact, another book coming out was come. Another before October election. Liberians are coming out under the caption, don't try it, don't try it. Any attempt, the people's power will be exercised at the Arab Spring. You will shoot your gun, you will kill us, or you will die. But no more fear. Liberians don't have fear anymore. You don't want to live under a dictatorial regime. a don't care regime. People say, oh, they think that people were saying no money. We don't hear for money. Where's the money? How much money you pay guys? You pay guys nothing. I campaign the land and bread of Nimba. Places I've never been before in my life, in my own country, as a political governor. Because Nimba is big, big. These people are determined, they are resolved. So the crowd is genuine. The thing happen in every county. Nobody send money, nobody bought food for them, nothing. People yesterday were crying for even water to drink. I came home around 10 o'clock last night. It mean defend. Not just number 2, it mean defend. Number 2 is a defend the fee. I'm number 3. So I'm defending, I'm a defender. You know what I mean? Remember I said number 3 is the legal commission. And the main judge were number 18. Relegation, eh? So there's a real crowd in a ring. Walking from here, Dupo Road. I waited for rescue 2 here. From here, rescue 2 came. We managed to relay. He got down from the car and walked from here to Jalata to 80.
There you have it, folks. And that's the statement that Mo Ali is quoting as saying that he backed that statement. That is a statement any political person should run away from. And I am truly distancing myself from that kinds of talk here tonight. Unacceptable. And like I said, I'm sorry that I don't know English, but there's a tree in Granji there. And that tree, you take it, most of the time you try to use it with the kids. You know, sometimes when you try to cross the water, you lay on it, just like inner tube. You know what, inner tube, right? You know, the one you can put air in, and just like that. The only problem with that is it's not stable. You get on it, you go like that. Why you think you're enjoying yourself? Okay, let me rest a little bit. It'll just flip you over. So we call it kaifo, and that's who Prince Johnson. You cannot depend on him, number one. And this Prince Johnson man, to make these kinds of statements, knowing his own history, that means he has no regard for Liberians. He doesn't care what we think. He doesn't care how we feel. And because of an election, Liberians want to remain peaceful, and they will remain peaceful. Prince Johnson is not going to bamboozle Liberians into accepting war, into accepting. The Constitution allowed us to go to court if we're not certified. The Constitution allows us to challenge the election result if we're not certified. But the Constitution does not say you have to go and kill somebody because you feel the person cheated, or you feel the people rigged the election. Unacceptable. And I think at this point, I thought by now, the Unity Party, and in fact, a few days ago, my understanding, Ambassador Baka made a not similar statement, but made a statement regarding that we will not accept. But the way what I read, what Ambassador Baka stated was, he wrapped all of his resistance of the foreseeable cheating, he wrapped that all wrap it around the international community and say, you guys need to look now. You guys need to pay attention because we want to make sure the peace remain in this country. That's how you explain. You don't come here and talk the kind of tabata Prince Johnson say. But then again, we know Prince Johnson. This is the same Prince Johnson that went to the barracks during the heydays of the war. Went to the barracks and told President Doe, I got to see if we got to put together and see what we do with Tiller. And then when he left from there, he went to Doe, told his people nobody should touch him. He was in the barracks, he could been captured. There were many fighters who wanted to make sure he didn't move. But Doe told him, no, we're not going to do that. The man here is for peace. The man is not stable as far as I'm concerned. This is a man who killed my brother. But that has nothing to do with it. The only reason why I'm bringing this up, because my brother was friend with him. He knows, Prince Johnson knew him very well. I mean, please, I don't want to go into detail here tonight. That's not about it. But the point here is, you can't count on him. But knowing his history with Liberian people, yeah, he might say he's a defender of Nimba County. Any one of us can make that statement. But when things goes bad, those kinds of situations, why you have the right to defend your people, but in the process, people died, people got hurt. Now, no more war. What's the process now to save my people? It was heat of war. I was there defending, and people, and all of us will understand that. But he has not made one single statement. Instead, he's saying that they're going to rig the election, and therefore they can kill them, they can do whatever, or they will be killed. What is this? And I don't hear any kinds. And you would think Ambassador Baka would stand on top of the mountain and say, "No, I am the father of this nation. I will be. I am not going to accept any blood to be spilled from any Liberian here. It's an election. If the people cheat you, you go through the process." Mali, I just thought tonight these people need to be told truthfully that there's no room for violence in this. If you feel cheated, the Supreme Court told us already. About 3 months or so ago, Supreme Court told us that if you are a member of the opposition or the imposition, whatever you call yourself, on your staff, must well hire some of the best lawyers in this country. And if you have election issue, the Supreme Court door is open. But Prince Johnson said no. He ain't want Supreme Court door. He rather what bush he will go to. Nima people don't want to share that bush with Prince Johnson anymore. What bush will go to now? Is it bunker? No, nobody want their forest to be used as a ground for fighting anymore in Liberia. What do you make of my tapata again? You think I'm on a wrong track here, Mali? That you think what Prince Johnson is saying is a right thing to do? It's a right thing to say? Is there any justification at all?
Well, I think you make some sense, but let us not also forget that the Constitution provides for freedom of expression. The Constitution provides for freedom of speech. So from that angle, I think Prince Johnson he is entitled to his speech.
Mr. Manley.
I come in. Let me learn.
Constitution's freedom. You can't say fire. You can't say fire in a theater. They're not. Nobody's going to accept that.
Excuse me, Pato. We are speaking. I just want to be a bit pragmatic on this. That the Constitution provides for freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and you take responsibility for your speeches you make. You take responsibility, all right? But if your speech is in a direction of inciting the population and undermining the stability of Liberia, then we as citizens, we can take you to tax. That means to take you to court. Because Prince Johnson says statement, even though he's entitled to it, but equally so, we should be mindful that our utterances will not help to undermine the stability of Liberia. So I agree with you on the other point when you said we all should be in line to go to the court when we feel dissatisfied or disenchanted about certain things in Liberia. I agree with you on that. But equally so, we all have the right to express what we need to express. And in the event, we should be able to take responsibility for our action. This is what I'm saying. But to close on this, I think this is why we keep saying there is a need for the TRC to take roots in Liberia. If the TRC has taken root in Liberia to discipline the war, I don't know whether we're going to be hearing some of the statements intended to incite the population if we agree or disagree with the election. You see? Because Prince Johnson's statement, why he entitled to it, it poses fear for our future election, just few weeks from now. You see? So if for any reason we can say the election we're going to now, is true that George Weah has performed dismally in Liberia. It's equally true that George Weah has failed in certain areas like security, protecting the citizenry. I mean, and equally so, he have done some other things. You know, like the role, I don't know to what magnitude the role, but he has done some things. So what I'm driving out here, no matter how bad the president is, the president have got some negative and some positive. But in the event, with all the popular outcry that George Weah should go, and for some reason, there's a political miracle for it to go in his favor, we have to live with the results rather than taking to the butchers or to the forest or the highway or the jungle with guns to undermine the stability because the public opinion said, oh, George, we should go. But the voting said otherwise, that the mayor won the election. We cannot fight him. We have to accept it and live with it and let him complete his 6-year term.
I think why the Constitution also provide for the likes of Prince Johnson, who are senator, to make these kinds of ridiculous statement and perhaps not be sought after by the security forces in Liberia because they are senator. I believe the Constitution allowed them to, as long as they're speaking on national issue, that they cannot be prosecuted or come after. I think this is one thing. If I was member of CDC, I will put the opposition on the spot by filing a complaint with the international community, by filing a complaint with ECOWAS to say this is a senator and he's heavily involved with the opposition. He's also a member of the opposition. This is a statement. We're asking you guys for him to explain what does he mean exactly, and let him be on record. I think CDC need to do that. CDC need to do that.
Okay, here's another point to add to your point, Mr. Toh. You see, when you make statement that will incite the population against others, I think that's where now the justice minister can call this individual for a conversation.
Well, you can't do that because most likely he will start claiming on the poll.
No, but if you lodge a complaint right now against Prince Johnson, trust me, the justice minister got nothing to do with it. The justice minister will show you the role to the court.
No, but you don't even go to court. You don't even, I'm saying CDC shouldn't even bother about Liberia, because anybody you go to the court or anything, Prince Johnson going to start claiming the highlighter of the Constitution that back them because he's a senator. But you take their statement to the ECOWAS community. They all know who Prince Johnson is. They are not stranger to Prince Johnson. Most likely, without launching an investigation, they will have a visit with Prince Johnson, because they know any kinds of disturbances like happening in Liberia. They can't have Guinea that is not quite stable. They can't have Sierra Leone that is all rocky. Then they have Liberia also. Then they have nothing. So they will most likely have
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
In what capacity did Prince Johnson make this statement?
Well, exactly. But if you take him to court or any government official try to visit him, he will throw himself on the flag of legislation. And then he knows that Prince Johnson is not stupid. He knows exactly why he's making a statement.
Well, did he make this statement as a sympathizer of the Unity Party or as a political head of his party?
No,
or he made this statement as an ordinary gentleman?
Well, you can go in there and listen to the statement, and you can make a connection. He did not claim loyalty to or claim affiliation with opposition. The only claim that the only tie you can tie into that, he said, "I stay here and waited for rescue 2." and rescue two of myself. Well, that doesn't tie him to the rescue mission. He said, in fact, he said he's number 3 now. He's number 3. He's a third rescue mission member of the rescue, but still that doesn't tie him down. The point that I'm making is, but if you take this, you see, this is, in as much as I want president, we have to be defeated. This is one of the things that he can both beat his chest, because if that kind of thing was like in Sierra Leone or in Guinea, telling that Prince Johnson is under house arrest until he can explain himself. But President, you ain't gonna say anything.
No, Pato. In as much we're trying to solve the problem, we cannot inflame the problem as well.
And that's what President. That's what I'm saying, President. We is doing.
If Prince Johnson happens to go to court right now, the Constitution is going to back him.
That's why you don't get in Liberian Constitution involved. You take him out of here, because in order for him to invoke the Liberian Constitution, if the ECOWAS people come to visit him, that will put him on record. That's all I want. That statement and his explanation, even if he plead the fifth by wrapping himself the flag around the flag of Liberia Constitution, that will put him on record. That's
okay.
all.
But then, assuming I volunteer myself to be Prince Johnson's legal defense counsel,
you stand on nothing. The Constitution. The only thing you're gonna do here, many of them have done it, is being coward to wrap yourself around the flag of the Constitution.
If we are seeing the solution should be for the ECOWAS to put this guy on record, what is the benefit of putting this man on record? Are we associating it with?
We
associating it with some of the cheating that's supposed to be coming into the election?
No. It goes two ways here, and I'll be truthful here. What Prince Johnson has done, if President Weah, if he's someone who have nefarious way of saying, I want to stay in power by all means, he could use this Prince Johnson stuff and truly cheat. Because if he goes out and say, because Prince Johnson is pulling one of those Donald Trump stuff now, if I don't win, that means they have cheated. So what Prince Johnson have done? If President Weah was one of those African leaders who don't care for the people and it doesn't matter what trouble comes out, he could come out, it's okay, you'll leave him alone. And after cheating, he started anything. He said, yes, the other man, and the other man, the last time the election happened, he started making that kind of noise. What do you expect out of this person?
But Mr. Toh, we also got to be mindful. Prince Johnson is not one of the active presidential candidate in Liberia. He's not running as a president.
Yeah, but Mali, hold on now. Let me hold you 1 point, please. The idea you're bringing is within the intellectual realm. But if you go to Town right now and ask anybody about Prince Johnson's position, they will not come out with the kind of thing you come in to can't tell me. They will tell you right away that Prince Johnson is one of the big wigs in Unity Party. That Prince Johnson, because of his support for Ambassador Bwaka, that's why Ambassador Bwaka going to. In fact, they might say Prince Johnson is a spokesperson for Unity Party right now. So,
the direction I thought you are going to come from, probably to just meet me in a conversation, was this. He's coming from the direction where he might cause so much problem for the Unity Party. Then the next question now, and the next question now is, can Joseph Boakai have the will and the way to come out and condemn this statement? You think
he will not do that? Ambassador Boakai already, I told you already, he made his own statement, but he made it in a way that was so intellectual. He's a bookman. So he made the same kinds of statement, but he wrapped the international community around that, wrap it around their neck and say, you need to pay attention now, because we cannot afford to have issue. But you need to pay attention before something else happens. Prince Johnson is not even going that route. Prince Johnson is not even calling the international community. He's sending a warning directly to President Weah. You know, so the question that most likely need to be asked to Prince Johnson is, you were with Madam Salif 2005 or so. You came with President Weah 2017. All this time you've been around. When was the last time you saw President Weah, or even during his senatorial candidacy? When was the last time you saw President Weah involved into anything that have to do with cheating? You see, so when you make him, when you put that kinds of stuff, when you put him on record, he will defend himself. Most likely, you will tell you, well, anything can happen the first time. You see where I'm going with this? So my point here is, More Ali already. More Ali, and I'm sure More Ali must have had a comfort. The United Party is not going to let More Ali come out and make this kind of statement without some sort of a meeting. Most likely, they already had a meeting on Prince Johnson's statement, and they mostly agree with him. And as a result, they send More Ali out there to back Prince Johnson's statement. You see?
But here's my next question. Why are we dignifying this statement? Why?
It's not so much of dignifying a statement. Prince Johnson, whether we like him or not, is a force to be contended with in Liberia, in Liberian politics.
Like how?
Anytime, whether we like it or not, anytime Prince Johnson get on what side he's on, they always win. Not the first time, not the second time. This is going to be the third time. So he's always, and follow more. Prince Johnson has been, like he said, and whether we like it or not, he's the godfather of Nima County politics. And Nima is
no. That by assumption.
Whatever. Well, you can't again with a PhD. Mali, I like the way sometimes the way you can do business on the show is only where in the forest, then you come out with Harvard University PhD on me. I'm not talking about your book side. What do you mean assumption? I'm telling you about what people in Nima County think. Then you say assumption, yeah, that they are thinking. So, but the point on a very serious note, the point that I'm making is Prince Johnson is not somebody that you can take lightly. Prince Johnson is not Samson Tour. Prince Johnson is well connected in Nima.
Mr. Tour.
Guys, when you open it here, we'll call you. I know
Mr.
everybody
Tour.
will call you.
Mr. Tour.
Yeah.
Sincerely speaking, between you and I and this platform tonight and those who are watching, you think Prince Johnson has got that capacity to bring about a war when he's not satisfied with this election, or when you think he get that capability like before? You think so?
No. I don't think people will follow him in terms of fighting. I don't believe that. But this is what I believe. If Prince Johnson, who is followed by many Liberians, if he comes out and make some regular statement that he's making now, there will be some people in Liberia, Liberians, who are ready anytime to destabilize.
Okay.
They don't have to, they're just waiting for the proper opportunity.
All right.
My argument here tonight, it is not that Prince Johnson, because of his statement, he doesn't have, I don't believe he has that kind of follower that he would say, let's go to that hill, and people follow to the hill to go die. I don't think that. It could happen, but I don't believe that. But what I'm afraid of, and what I'm saying he needs to stop, is to provide that opportunity for those who want to destabilize the country. He's a senator. He's getting paid, for Christ's sake, thousands of Liberians dollars in his pocket. And he wants to use that opportunity as a senator, instead of calming things down, instead of preaching to the Liberian people to say, look, even if you believe, President, we are going to cheat, the Constitution that I am serving under allow you to follow a specific step to have your situation readdressed. You can go to the Constitution, you can go to the court, and we will back you. We will follow it. That's how you build institution. But his statement is so reckless that for me, it's like tearing down an institution. And but I'm not here to put his statement to say that yes, he have followed. No, I don't believe that either.
But do you think Prince Johnson's statement is enough to really undermine our stability?
No, if it stands by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have Unity Party also on record accepting and supporting such a statement. That is unacceptable in my book, because Unity Party going to be, believe it or not, it's going to be two-party system as far as I'm concerned, going against CDC. But now to even if you're not going to distance yourself from such a ridiculous and reckless statement, you do not, as a political party that people are looking up to lead us, to back such a statement in this time. And my main thing is, I think Mo Ali should know better. He's an intellectual. Mo Ali is a very smart guy, highly educated, to be allowed to be used in this type of faction. It's unacceptable. He's also a young man, very young. He has a lot of years ahead of him. And you're now going to be supporting this type of ridiculous statement that will tend to undermine all of the hard work people like Mo Ali then have played in our country.
But don't you think,
make sure that peace continues?
Yeah, but don't you think Mo Ali, just in case he come face to face with you, he will give you a ton of justification why he think this statement is appropriate? You don't think so?
Well, he's already did that on the Daily Observer. He's already given a justification. He's done that already. And his as an intellectual, his justification does not fly with me. I just don't support that. I just don't. Here's the thing here that I'm saying. They are all assuming. Prince Johnson's statement is based on assumption of the future. But Mo Ali's support is also based on this. There's no, like you would say, empirical evidence, like you would say in your book voice. There's nothing like that. They cannot point to something, even in the past, or president, we are in the past, or cheating something. Even when you were grown up running around Monroe, you never heard in all of these history that we've been here about people, you never heard one day that president, we are even playing bread, the one you play on the beach, that he cheated in one of those games. And now, at this stage, now you're going to say he will cheat. He will. And because of will, now you're trying to foment this type of ridiculous statement to try to get Liberians all bent out of shape. There are people in Liberia right now, leaving Liberia. Those who have the opportunity, those who have the means, they're leaving. There are people who want to go to Liberia, but they said they're waiting until after the election. You see where we're going with this?
Yeah. And with the kind of statement,
this is not good for us. It's not good for our spirit either.
Okay. But then here is another issue, Mr. Toll. So I think we are driving at the point where even if I should really understand some of the ramification of this statement, I think it's like going in a direction where if we are winning convincingly this election, and the international community even say, oh yes, we are convinced they may want this thing, it's like Prince Johnson and his cohort will say no. I think this is what we try to drive.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Convincingly, that is the magic word. Convincingly, which is not going to happen on this.
Then that's what I'm saying. Then Prince Johnson and his cohort will say no.
Exactly. That's the point.
Per his statement.
Yes. No, but what I'm saying is, if and we're all using supposition right now. We don't know that for a fact. But this is my era. Speculation. Speculation. I'm very good at that.
Yeah, we are tying the discussion now around Prince Johnson's statement. so the people
Yes,
know the
yes.
premise of the
But we
discussion.
let us. You see, you keep forcing me to the intellectual level tonight, and I don't want to go that route. I want to stay in my total conversation. But where the sister come in, then you and sister can take that intellectual route. You keep bringing me on here now. I'm coming to be logical here, and I don't want to be logical here tonight. I want to stay in my total.
Okay.
No, but on a
All
very
right.
serious note, let us also say then, Prince Johnson's statement based on supposition, based on assumption.
Yeah.
There's nothing concrete in his statement. And that's why I'm saying they like a Mo Ali, who also happen to be an intellectual, who also have to be highly educated, to take that statement and say, yes, because of an election, that you will allow Prince Johnson to remove you from your logical thinking, your logical self, and bring you down to his level. Unacceptable. Because what Prince Johnson have done is now for Mo Ali to make that statement, he has now validated without evidence whatsoever that yes, indeed, Prince Johnson is right. What Prince Johnson is right on? Prince Johnson, they have not shown us any evidence that indeed CDC is intended to cheat. But here's the interesting thing. And that's what I keep telling these people, but they're not listening to me. They're not listening to me. On an intellectual level, George, we are keep beating us. We come with the total idea, manipulated idea. We even come with any kind of good education background. We come, then we say, George, we ain't no bull. But when it comes on the intellect, he keep flocking us. Look what he did again on this particular issue. He went to the UN and told the whole world. He didn't just start with Liberia. He said, I believe in the constitutional democracy that the people must survive. He's not tying it to Liberia yet. He's saying it to all of the crooks at the UN. All of the people that are trying to change the constitution, he's just telling them that kind of system must not work. Then he came back to himself, knowing full well that he's also have an election within the next month or so. Okay, having put the international crooks on the map, he came to himself. However, we also, and I'm just paraphrasing, will accept the result of our own election. And then Prince Johnson coming with a tabata talking about the men were cheat and we're ready for war. What kind of nonsense is that? And this is the kind of thing you think you're gonna be able to challenge George. We are on that. The only issue George we have right now is the anger of the Liberian people, the Liberian voters. That's the only issue. But they have not, because the reason why if Prince Johnson, and these are people that I don't support Prince Johnson, but I support Ambassador Waka. If Ambassador Waka were truly standing on a true platform that is there for people to hear, Prince Johnson will preach that. He won't preach violence.
But I also strongly believe that if we are seeing the Liberian people are angry, that will have to be reflected in their action to vote Joe we are out.
No, but Prince Johnson is not even waiting. He's not even waiting for that. Prince Johnson is saying because of the turnout. Because of the turnout. And you see, Prince Johnson thinks that we people just stupid every day. Yeah, every day must say I'm stupid. But today, I smile a little bit. The people have their turnout. He ain't know anything about crowd business in Liberia. He's supposed to be the master of crowd business in Liberia. Then because he got people turn out, he said, oh, the people turn out, that means they don't want job. They already rejected him. You see what he's doing there? They turn out, which has nothing to do with the election. They are just that some of them went over there just to have fun. In the rain, some people let rain walk in the rain. And I'm being ridiculous here. But you cannot tie that turnout to the result of the election that is yet to be to happen. To say because million turn out, therefore you're gonna have million vote, and as a result, George, we are turn out a little, therefore George, we are gonna get two vote. That doesn't make sense. But that's why I don't want to go into the intellectual realm, because Prince Johnson is not there with you.
Okay.
So if you want to deal with Prince Johnson, you got to go back to Town and deal with Prince Johnson from the Town mentality. You can't go anywhere else. You do that, Prince Johnson will defeat you.
Yeah, but to be frank with you, I would have taken Prince Johnson to tax.
In terms of what?
I come in now. I would have taken Prince Johnson to tax. If Prince Johnson was one of the front runner here, yes. If Prince Johnson were one of the formidable front runner in this election, I was going to take him to tax on his utterances. But until then, I want to take Prince Johnson as a face value, not a threatening statement.
No. I will not do that. Here's the reason.
Because the Constitution backed him for his freedom of expression.
Yeah. But that's the constitutional light pole he's going to claim on very quickly. When they go rid of President Weah and his people start going after him, he will claim that constitutional light pole and stand up there and wrap the flag around him and say, nobody can touch me. But let me say why your statement most likely will not hold. Prince Johnson, I told you already, beside his present connection to the Unity Party and its hierarchy, Prince Johnson, he's not a small potato when it comes to Liberian politics. Ever since 2005, Prince Johnson has been involved. Prince Johnson command huge followers, supporters, not in terms of war. It's two different things. Supporters in terms of ideas, what would benefit Nima County. He has a lot of supporters. Now, he's now trying to use that opportunity, the support that he had, he knows his own strength. But I think this time around, he's trying now to overplay his hand. Because I don't think that when it comes down to that Nimadians will follow him with guns to go fight and die. That's not going to happen. But that's not even my argument tonight. That's not even what I'm concerned with. What I'm concerned with is that Prince Johnson, this type of statement, opened the door for those who want the opportunity to destabilize the entire country. Here's the thing here. Say something happened. You know how Liberians are. And you can call me undercover sedition, overcover sedition. I don't care. I don't care. You can call me whatever name you want to call me tonight. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing here, Mali. The issue here is this. In Liberia, for some reason, and that's why I was on here the other day, praising and singing praises to CDC, praising them, thanking them. Because and not only sedition, the entire country, because this gone launching would have turned out bad. Because Unity Party and his people, then their people were ready. If anybody had put on, what are you from Timbuktu? You put on CDC color and start any trouble over there. Those people were ready to make sure sedition didn't sleep well that night. It didn't happen. And I thank God, I thank the Liberian people, I thank the sedition, I thank the security apparatus, all of those that were involved, to allow Honorable Bakai and his people to have the day in the rain. I said that. Now, the point here is this, Mali. If Prince Johnson, knowing his position in the country, if he's allowed to make these kinds of ridiculous and reckless statements as the election get near, if anybody, crazy or not, decided to do any kinds of stuff to any voters or anybody or anything, they go over there and they catch them with excess ballots or whatever it is that look like real ballots or something. If the Liberian people are sophisticated, they will tie that against CDC. There's no question asked. They're not going to say, let's find out where the person come from. Whether the person come from Timbuktu. They're not going to do that. Based on statements such as what's being made by Prince Johnson now, the supporters will say, Prince Johnson know what you are talking about because he used to be with CDC. So he know the people are secret. You see where I'm going with this thing? This is Liberia I'm talking about. And to have morally not recognizing these things, not recognizing the danger he's putting himself and all of us in. Instead, he goes and accept this. Now, you the spoke, you know the title here? Let me show you the title. What it said. United Party spokesman. United Party spokesperson back Senator Johnson revolution threats. You hear that? United Party spokesperson. You understand that? So now they're tying Prince Johnson threat now with Unity Party. So if any issue comes tomorrow, these things are being reported in the newspaper. CDC will take these kinds of documents, whatever court they go to, and prove those and show those documents. And even if they were asking, they would first say, okay, but what morally, you know, where the proof you have to make this kinds of statement. What would he say then? And that's what I'm saying. A President Weah was some sort of a wicked person who do not care for this country, who want to stay in power by all means. He has all the opportunity now to cheat if he wanted to. So those kinds of statements, they are not healthy for our community. They are not healthy for our democracy. And that's why I'm distancing myself and running away from these people tonight. Only tonight, I'm running away. But I still admire Ambassador Bakar. Okay. You see, and this these people, they're dangers in our country. Prince Johnson he's not a slash either. Prince Johnson no book too. Ambassador Bakar made a statement where Ambassador Bakar tied the same kind of statement Prince Johnson made, except Ambassador Bakar invited the international community in the mix to say, you tie around and say, you're getting involved now before something happened. Prince Johnson took that same mindset, that same thinking, and said, I'm not even going to invite the people. I will just warn George we are right away. Who are you to warn George we are? What evidence you have you warning him now? And when you rather warn somebody, say, I warn you, don't do that thing again. Because the last time you tried, I don't say anything. You do it again, the one with chocolate. That I warning. How you warn somebody, say, don't try that thing. Maybe you will try it tomorrow. I warn you now. Maybe if you try, maybe tomorrow. What kind of warning is that? That's the kind of language that I want to use for Prince Johnson. I'm not here to speak this. I'm no book anyway. So that's what I keep bringing you down to the one way of thinking here tonight, but you're refusing. And I hope you're getting my point. I hope.
I get your point.
Coming out now, the first thing you said, and I knew I was expecting it, and that's why I didn't yell, because the first thing I think, according to Prince Johnson, has the freedom of speech in Liberia.
No, but Mr. Toll,
which he does. But then get the credit now. This is what I was trying to avoid. Because if you start going intellectually, then you will start bringing George Weah in and start giving George Weah some credit. I don't want to give him credit either. But if I say him a total link, then I don't have to give him credit. But if I come with you now and say, yeah, Prince Johnson had a constitutional right and the freedom of speech. Now, on a who watch, he's enjoying this freedom of speech. We're coming to get George Weah credit. I don't want to do that. I'm being truthful.
All right.
So let me show you. Let me tell you right away why I'm not into your intellectual forum here this afternoon. Anyway, folks, this is Samson too. I'm being ridiculous here this afternoon, but I'm enjoying myself. I don't want to stay in all of your writing your plenty print double, then you're writing your plenty book. Then that not tonight for me. I hear from total logic I'm on here tonight. I don't hear for that. You're plenty book logic. But let me do something else. Since plenty CDC and things are on their side now, they all coming showing themselves little by little. Let me play this other one. The other day here I was on here. I'm ready, yeah. When I'm ready, I will open it. The CDC calling all over now. They don't want, but I'm ready, yeah.
Take the people call.
No, I will take the call. I will. I'm going to be taking a call now, almost time. But anyway, Malice, here's the other thing here. The other day here, I was on here and I was making statement that the president President Weah, tend to allow these people, not allow, he has no choice anymore. But the people have put in a bubble so much that all they do now, he says something, they just clap. Yeah, and that's it. And then he becomes that crew man with be Bobo in Liberia. When was the last time you saw crewman in the street and people say something and you stay in your crewman, he stay in front of Roxas Cinema and you way over there at Finance Ministry, you can hear him when he yell. But now as soon as he say Baku, then we have become Bobo. Let me show you some of the things I'm talking about. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to his way, the way I'm not playing this so you would listen to his comment against whoever he's making a comment against. But I'm playing it for you to listen in the background. Somebody will say, Baku, and you say, yeah. I say, why you agreeing with Baku? Why you agreeing with it? Listen to this.
You
hear that? Let me play again. Makatu, I don't know what Makatu said, but let's just give it to him. He's a PhD, so he know the book. But let's listen. Yeah, Baku. So these are things that I'm talking about. If people just praising, and because of the praises, it just we're here. So let me go ahead and make the connection to my phone. And then I'll open the line. Any of you that might have question or comment, and we'll take it. But in the meantime, Malice, go ahead. Anything I'm saying here, yeah, Malice, I rock you tonight. Because the area I'm putting you ever there, you left that area too long ago. But if I were to stay in your level, you are not going to give me a chance to finish that tonight. You're coming with all your PhD intellectual analysis. But I have that one for that. I here for the real total analysis. I'm enjoying myself, folks. Yeah, you left that area so long ago. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, folks, I'm connected. Let's go ahead. Let me go on. Put the number up. You know, but Mali, on a very serious note, they must not allow Prince Johnson to come in and make these kinds of statements. They're not healthy at all, to be honest with you. Folks, that's the number. Give me a call, 916. Oh, here we go. Samson told LeBron Pablo Road, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Folks, that's the number. Will you please lower your monitor? Lower your monitor.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Soul.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to fight with anybody here tonight, so make it brief. Hold on. Let me merge it. Let me merge the other guy. Yeah, of course they're all coming now. They coming at me like. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Are you there, caller? Oh, what happened to the other one? Okay. Yeah. There we go. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah, this caller is a very well. I don't want to press the off. Oh, what happened? Hello, caller. Okay, let me take Cummings. Cummings, go ahead. Yeah, what am I saying here that is so tabata tonight that you're calling to disabuse me on?
No, not at all. You know, Mr. Tour, I want to say good evening to you.
Thank you.
And good evening.
Do you mind if I merge this caller? Let me merge this caller before you continue, please. Yeah, please. Okay, Cummings, go ahead. The caller is there. Go ahead, Cummings. Cummings, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
The line is bad.
No, can you hear me?
The line breaking in, Mr. Tour.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me caller Cobb. I'm gonna drop you right now. Okay, all right, Cummings, are you there now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm not gonna take anybody else again until you're done. So go ahead. What's on your mind, sir?
What is on my mind is you took my mind all the way back when you made reference to the meeting that occurred in the barracks.
Right.
So I went in my studio and I was watching the video because I have the original video of that meeting as far as the port.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about that Prince Johnson is not stable in his utterances.
Right.
So when you go as far back as the days of Amos Sawyer, the interim government, Senator Johnson was the guy who always used to be on Broad Street and said, if you kill me, kill kill Charles Taylor, kill Madame Salif, kill Amos Sawyer, Liberia will be a free place. So he's noted for saying these things. But do we sensationalize it, these utterances? So when we go back and trace the historicity of utterances of Senator Johnson, one can say he's just speaking now, because this same Senator Johnson is on record prior to the election that brought President Weah into power. He said that Liberia will go to war when President Weah become president.
Right.
We saw Senator Johnson in Nigeria at the late Prophet TV Joshua Church.
Right.
They were together.
Right, with President Weah.
We saw this same Senator Johnson who made those statements was in Nimba County to present Nimbadian's son, President Weah, to them. Few months back, or last year, Senator Johnson is on tape by saying that if the 2023 election, if there will not be a violence, we shouldn't call him a man of God. He was speaking not as a senator, but as a pastor. Okay?
Yeah.
So then let's go somewhere else again, Mr. Toll. Why I think that the situation will not escalate, it will not go into any chaotic situation. Watch this. Prior to my departure from the country, Louis Brown, Roland Duo, few other generals, few other government officials, former government officials, had a meeting at the unit, the what do you call it? The city hall, when we have 1,500 troops. When we have 1,500 troops, and said they got an info that Ome wanted to move on them, and that if Ome do, they will make Monrovia ungovernable. That was when we have 1,500 peacekeepers in the country. Okay? And what is so disappointing to some of us is that I listened to a journalist, somebody who's supposed to be a journalist, right, on one of these local radio stations, flaming this situation of Senator Prince Johnson's statement, and people are not taking an ethnicity position on it. Mr. Toll, when we had a position to lobby, to speak for the establishment of war crime court, but we failed. We failed to do those things. And there was something you talked about, the legal ramification. If you go back to the late Alhaji Kroman testimony, he said that we would challenge this at the Supreme Court. Go back to fire Saboli, utter a statement. He said, this is the reason why we went to law school. We would challenge the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court at the Supreme Court. So these guys were sophisticating themselves as legal practitioners so that they can go to the High Court tomorrow.
Right.
So for me, I really don't see anything. I don't see chaos, provided if the Liberian people themselves
so let me
see what is happening in Guinea.
Let me ask you this before I take leave of you here. Let me ask you this: what do you make of Mo Ali assertion and agreement with Prince Johnson's statement?
I think, looking at the kind of situation we find ourselves in,
and they're calling it they're calling it now Unity Party spokesman. Go ahead,
Mr. Tool.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's something we call he who pays the piper play the tune, right? But in the kind of situation, you got to be smart how to play your game. In public relations, we tell people on a need to know basis. On this statement, you distance yourself. You play the game, even though I want to come up like public radio, right? But there's certain game you have to play so that you cannot bring yourself into public disrepute. Because no matter what, anything Mr. Miley says now, as a lead or senior analyst, you also reflect on the institution.
Right.
So even if Mr. Tool does not back it or so, Mr. Tool had to play it in a situation that it does not represent the views or the aspiration of this institution.
Okay.
So I mean, Liberian people we had an opportunity to checkmate our leaders that they were not, even if they went to the Supreme Court. So it's just that people don't follow history. Tom Kamara was inciting Liberia. They let Tom Kamara do the same thing that Prince Johnson did. Other people did the same thing in the country. And people were not running with it. But this election is crucial. So anything anybody say, people will run with it in another sense. And I was just listening to a lady who said, on Freedom FM, they said they just arrested some people in Lofa County.
They have
let me tell you something quickly before I leave.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you something before I leave. We were sitting at the Satana Pavilion. I was sitting down with some big journalists, and one of the journalists then he said, "Come and listen to me." I drew closer to him. He said, "Do you know that rebels are now in Lofa? They just crossed." I said, "You joking?" And where we're at the inaugural program of President Taylor. He said, "Gerard, we in trouble. Rebels they just made their way through Lofa County." From that day, I knew straight that we'll always have problems. On this note, we don't have 1,500 peacekeepers, Mr. Tool. The Sierra are trying to grab the security issues to curtail them. The Guineans are fighting with theirs. You saw the foreign president when he attended the ECOWAS meeting. He walked out of that meeting with a statement saying to ECOWAS leaders, "If we condone this, the entire sub-region, no president is safe."
Right.
So this is something that we cannot take lightly. The Liberian Council of Churches, the prophetic call to ministers, and everybody must condemn the statement of Senator Johnson, whether he came from Ambassador Boaka, Ambassador Weah, or any one of them. We must condemn it in a strongest stand.
Thank you, comments. We appreciate it. A lot of people are calling here, but if I put them on, it was going to cut them off. But thank you very much for your contribution, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, folks, I apologize, but I will try to do one at a time. So give me a call. And Malice, while we're waiting for the caller, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So what do you make of Cummings calling? Okay, let me take this caller. He's been on here for. Samson told Liberian Public, but could you please lower your monitor, please?
Cummings calling. Okay, let me take this caller.
Can you lower your monitor, please? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Carb, go ahead. Ambrose, just hold on. Go ahead, Carb.
This is Benson here.
Okay.
And I listen to Mr. I want to talk on your stuff, but I listen to Mr. Jerome Cummings. He contradicted himself. He said, it's not.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. I think, hold on 1 minute, please. Let me put this other color on. I hope all three of you don't drop it. But Carb, make it brief though. Make it brief. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm making it brief.
Yeah.
Hold
on, caller, hold on. Go ahead, Carb. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said, statement we should not take it serious, but he contradicted himself. He just said this just now that things are happening in Sierra Leone and Guinea. And first of all, you looking at a statement I made in the heart of the election, where even the West African country has terrible conditions that everybody is careful, and he making that statement. And first of all, from the now as a way he's saying it, but then oil in the country, but now there's no oil, and they are finding some guns all around. And you see somebody making such a statement, the man that you know for the way is not a just ordinary person, he's a notorious criminal. And you saying we're not taking it serious?
Okay.
I see those other people down with this. So, 1 second, please. I know. So we have to take it serious because previously it's not an ordinary person. Make sure that this thing goes down to everybody to be aware of Prince Justin. He's not just an ordinary person. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you. All right, Ambrose, go ahead. Are you there? Ambrose, are you with us?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. No, not you. Ambrose first, then we'll come to you. Ambrose, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, Mr. To and Mr. Marlin, how you doing?
Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah, Mr. To, the topic you're on today is a good one, and I like your stand.
Yeah, we go. That. Now, one thing I love about I want you to love about when I tell you, you put your foot in your mouth, then you don't let me stand. But I like it. I like you guys. I like you guys a lot. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, Ambrose. Go ahead. You always. I don't know why you can't just come on and PM through video here because you're with us every day. And we really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Go ahead, my brother.
I admire the show. I love the show and I listen to it pretty much. But Mr. To, we should honor play Prince Johnson remark. So this is what Prince Johnson is doing. That's the Christian material. You will say they already have the black material. I have the black in their hand, and they say I will chunk you. And Mr. To, I know you admire Mr. Barker, but Mr. Barker didn't take a stand. Even though denounce this or distance himself from any of this type of remark. Because I'm not trying to accuse him, but Mr. Barker went to Nigeria and they said you are going to go meet with Ambeater.
Ambrose, please stop that. Ambrose, stop that. Ambrose, those are rumors. What Ambassador Barker in this type of time will go and meet with arms dealers? Why you want to put this thing on an intellectual platform such as this? Please.
Okay, no. Why you keep going to Nigeria though?
But what do you mean? Why? But why? What, because he keep going to Nigeria, does that equate to going to meet an armed dealer? Ambrose, come on now. You're better than that. You're better than that.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I'm better than that. But why he keep going to Nigeria?
But it doesn't matter. That does not equate to armed dealers. You can't say that, Ambrose. So
no,
just
you get his surrogates. You get his surrogates and preaching war of a kind war craft.
Yeah, you can address that. You have the right to. I mean, you can address that. That you can even address it through my total intellectual process here tonight, and not Mali PhD intellectually. But you can address that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
how are you?
You disappointed
my brother Musu, you gotta mute yourself. You gotta mute yourself until your time. If you're in an area where there's noise, please. Go ahead, Amber. Go ahead.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
The topic is very juicy, and I will not take all the time. Let me allow other people to call. But Mr. To, this is serious, and we gotta take it serious. We don't want war in our country.
Okay.
We should not have war in our country anymore. Our people die in our country. Almost 300,000 people lose their life in our country. We don't need that anymore. If anybody lose an election or have an issue with the election, go to the court. Don't put pressure on the international community to condemn people. But war is not the answer.
Yeah. I don't think as I think Mali and I truly have that, as Mali would say, adjudicated that process here very effectively, where we agree that Prince Johnson, Liberians, even people in Nima County, I don't believe will follow Prince Johnson to the hill to die on the hill because Prince Johnson ordered that. Not anymore.
Prince Johnson has solid side. You know what the Liberian women did yesterday? The Liberian women get together to raise $30,000 United States for Joshua.
Yeah.
They had a program in Ghana.
So now you just stated that. Then what make you think? What's about the women that raised 30,000 for Joy? Where they got children? You think they will allow their children to go fight for Prince Johnson? Is that what you know? So okay, so we're all saying the same thing. But let me go on to the next caller. Ambrose, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Please continue to call. Okay. Yeah, caller, go ahead. What's on your mind? What's your name or where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hello, Mr. To. My name is James Woods, and I call you from Cranston, USA.
Oh,
Rhode Island, right?
Cranston, Rhode Island. Yeah, that my stomping ground there. Those are the area I grew up in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to tell my friend Ali Jones hello. He's my very good friend.
So you know
And,
Mali John?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
know him
goodbye.
well.
Okay, goodbye. I can't have two intellectual on my show at the same time. I ain't got no sense here to back me. I ain't got
No,
any
no,
other
please let me
intellectual to
talk,
back
man.
me. Then two of you
Please,
coming. No, go ahead.
please let me talk. I
Okay.
beg you. I will call him later.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for the show. Okay, it's
Yeah.
very informative. But let me let you know that nobody in Liberia wants war. Even Prince Johnson, who talking, he doesn't want war, right? But what I want us to focus on at the moment is the election commission. Right? Already there are several missteps that are going on with the election commission. I think you heard that tomorrow people are going to the election commission. I think Dialogue and some other stakeholders to inquire certain information that they want. So Joe Weah, as a president of the Republic of Liberia, has a responsibility under the Constitution to ensure that free and fair election is held. Right? So what I'm saying, let's bombard the election commission, ensure that they do the right thing. Because we can see what's happening in the sub-region. We don't want it to happen to us. The Latvian people are angry. So, I sitting here, I call people back home, and the way that we are sitting here, and the people asking for money every day, people are angry. So the only hope that we have is free and fair election. And don't we win? Okay, but the election must be free and fair. But last I want the election commission as a top officer for the election.
But let me ask you this: why you want to
Yeah.
bombard the election commission when they're doing their work?
Because they are the one that got the problem. They are the people now who should be watching.
No,
They
but
got everything in their hand.
they're not doing any. How you? Yeah, watching you will watch them, but why would you
But
want to
are you-
bombard them with what?
Mr. To, are you following the situation back from back home?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you in contact with anybody from the election commission? Anyway, listen to tomorrow. There is a meeting at the election commission. Tara Jara is going there along with some of the stakeholders. Because right now, the FFR, that was a mistake on it. They want to clean it up instead of when it decreased, the number of decreasing, it increased. Why?
Okay.
When you clean up a mess, okay, with the names of people, okay, so some people with that 2 or 3 times, the number should decrease. It shouldn't increase.
Okay.
Logically, it shouldn't increase.
Okay, my brother.
So I am telling you,
Mhm.
election is the source of conflict. And
I
know the lady who is a commissioner there, David Ella Lasana. I know her well. And she better do the honorable thing. She will not plunge our country into a mess. We are looking at her.
but you
we are watching her
yourself,
with eager eye.
we the Liberian, we ourselves need to do the honorable thing as well. If we don't give these people the opportunity,
I got friends at the election commission. I'm talking to them.
Yeah, I know that.
There.
I know that.
So
But what I'm saying is we ourselves need to do our own job as well. If we don't give them the opportunity to plunder the country into mess, they won't have they won't be able to do that. But if we provide that opportunity by our action, by our inaction, they will give them the opportunity to do whatever they want to do. But anyway, thanks for your comment. We appreciate it. Please continue to call Liberian Public Radio.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me call out Carb. You were on here. Go ahead, make it brief so I can wrap it up, please.
You know, I don't want to call back, but I listen to old men talking in very surprised me. People that were looking up to say those things, a little sorry for.
Who old man?
To be controlling the brain like a.
Who old man me?
No, the old man are not level now.
How you know he old? How you know the man old?
Because the voice can tell me that.
My goodness.
Because look,
no. Let you and myself. Then why I say I don't, because I know who you are. But then why you and myself go through it tonight. How you identify somebody's voice and try to associate age with that? How what training you what training you have in that area?
Mr. So when you step by human being, you know the difference when you're talking.
Okay, so tell me now.
Look,
okay, just by looking at me, say how old you think I am?
You in a 70.
You're quite you're quite correct. I'm 79 going to 80. You're quite correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
no, listen, why
no, hold on. Let me not your theory out. I only 45-year-old, my man. I only uncle that about 45-year-old.
I was talking about 45. You talking about 45? And you only joking.
Oh, I want 45. I'm 45-year-old.
Okay. I don't want to win.
No, but why you want to take that? What saying you know the people? Okay, so why? No. So why in my voice now, or why in my face that make me look like 80-year-old?
Your voice can tell you me.
Because
even me seeing you, your voice can tell me.
Oh, okay.
Your voice can tell me who. Yeah. Look,
folks, hold on now. Folks, those of you that are watching, this is what we deal with every day. And unlike Brother we allow people to make their statement. I'm not too sure if he's qualified to even tell me that I'm 80 years old by just looking at me or listening to me. But we all claim to have setting.
Mr. To, that's not joke. It's a reality. What's my talking?
Where you get your okay? Let me push you a little bit now. I won't just let you go now. You can't make this ridiculous statement. Let's go. What training you have? Where did you have your training from?
Those are things that somehow go through. We were studied by human beings.
Okay, I understand. I agree. But where you get your training from? I just want you to tell me where you get your training.
The voice numbers, you know who they are.
Okay, what school you went to, and what are some of the classes that are associated with it? Why you want to jump out of that if you're telling me? No, hold on now. You're telling me by associating people's voice, you have the ability to attach age to it. Yeah, but I'm asking you now, what training? Because in order for you to do that, you must have training. What training?
That's what I'm saying to you for now. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss next time.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
If you want to have to discuss it, then I can come on the show and discuss.
All right.
Let's discuss the issue on ground.
Okay, go ahead, make your comment.
I listen to him saying those things in low cycle. Can you imagine? You live in a country that everybody abide by the laws. Then you say election commission that you have an election. That have an election and make the original kind of power. They say go in the election commission house or go in the office and go make it to put up results. Can we imagine?
Okay.
Man, who's on stage, somebody say no, this is wrong. You see, the people go to the election commission office to make out to pay results. That makes sense.
Okay.
The same children are there. The same election commission makes need to be centered. Like one will say, give me result now.
All right, thank you.
No. If people be serious, man, if you now want the government or you now want the government, sit down, the civil citizens say after 11 and then I want for election. Do the same. It's simple.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Joseph Tama. Then you sit down here, man. Hold on, my brother. Come in. Let me deal with Joseph Tama first. Joseph Tama, you sit down here, man, look at me, say I'm 80-year-old. You sit down here, the man listen to somebody talking like you listening to me now. Then the man said the person who talking he old. Then I want to sit down here and agree with him. He said, Mr. Toe, you talk too much. Give him chance to do what? Now I beg you, man. Let me merge this other caller here. Okay, caller, hold on 1 minute, my brother. Okay. Ducle, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Oh, thank you for your recognition. How did you know I was Ducle? And so,
let me. My caller just got on the line. His spare rubber me. Just by me listening to you, I said that Ducle.
Oh, I'm happy. My last name, my name is Sekou Ducle. Thank you for your recognition anyway. That was smart of you.
Yeah.
Let's go to the point.
No, your phone number shows up. Your phone number shows up with your name. That's why. That's how.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. The man who just left me now, you can't know somebody's age by the voice. I don't know what he getting. I don't want to get out of topic. What he say he will talk next time because you know he's not going to confuse you on that. People voice know some boy, you can't know somebody by that voice, you know. So let me go to the point.
Yeah.
When you talk about election, going there tomorrow, blah blah blah. Like, bro, we have to build trust in the system that we put together. It's an independent body. You don't even go for election. You start talking about it will cheat you. Then that means you're ready to bring confusion at the end of the day. Because you're not even playing a football game. You say the referee will cheat. The referee will cheat. So what kind of thought is that? Like, bro, you start making, you start fabricating problems before the time of the game or the election.
All right.
If you know, before you start to accuse the election commission, you should do your work. Make sure you get your people in place that are going to campaign for you. The people who are there, they must be there. You must support them so they can be somebody can lead a spot and something else happen. You put mechanism in place to protect your vote. Now, all right, advice I give like British people. Number two, let not bring any warlord around our leadership this time.
Okay, thank you.
Our leadership should be very genuine people on the leadership. When it comes to the presidency, the vice president, all the way down, all the others should be clean hand people. So people can believe our country that we are serious people.
Thank
we
you.
can't continue doing the same thing and get better results.
That sound like I said that sound like Cummings now, but thank you. Let me take it.
That word, I think that word from Cummings, but it's a good word. You can't continue doing the same thing and expect to get different results.
Okay.
We've been bringing warlord into power. Why is it no good person in Liberia, like Prince Joseph, go around Joseph Barker then? He know that man can go anywhere. And like a Jew out there with can go anywhere. Why would we bring people that got bad record to the presidency? And we want to make the country to be out there for everybody to know, say, like, bro, it's a better country. I can invest my money there. This can happen to me. That can happen to me. But if we keep bringing people then that are connected to war business, we'll not get war chronicle, we'll not get economic chronicle. Because some of them coming around the presidency because they don't want all to bring war chronicle and economic chronicle. So they must stop.
Okay.
We want our country to be pure clean.
Okay.
So at least
Thank
people
you.
invest in their money.
Thank you, my brother.
People.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Go. Samson told LeBron Pablo, you'll be the last caller. What's on your mind? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, this is Joseph Tamba.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Tamba, you got a lawyer monitor now. Are you lowering your monitor? Tamba, I still hear you.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Can
go
you hear
ahead.
me now?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add up to what the brother just said. You know, what's going on in the country, you know, people.
Now they saying Joseph Tama who say I was talking too much, and the man who say people age.
Joseph Tama, that's why I decided to call back.
Okay, go ahead. Man,
you're funny. Yeah, like I was saying, you know what unfolding for the election, I think Unity Party already defeated it. I said, if you ask me, that's what I think. I listened to you guys. It was a nice talk with you guys. My first time part of you guys, like we're talking on the election based on the craft.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let me merge this last caller here because the president calling for. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Just
yeah, I was saying was talking on the crowd concerning the election. I don't think we should base on the crowd because we saw when Ed Manaferi won both elections, we saw the crowd at CDC photo. So crowd should not be the issue. Mm-hmm. You know, the concern is that people should go out and vote. I always tell people that if you want your candidate to win, you got to go out and vote. You shouldn't just sit there and just like, oh, I'm just going to, because a lot of time, election when I was there, a lot of time people just hit home and just expect the result to be what they want. For the statement that Prince Johnson made, I don't think that statement is a real statement looking at how the election is already closer. You can't make that kind of statement. It's a threat to the peace in the country. But I think a lot of people not taking it serious because I know a lot of people. But as a mayor, he's part of the government. I can see it because he's a senator and work within the government, the branch of the government. You can't make that kind of statement.
Okay. All
That
right.
is very unfair. I think he need to be there with. On a serious note, we shouldn't take it serious. We're seeing what going around with other countries.
Okay.
He need to be there with.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next caller, I think is Wallace. Wallace, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you with us?
I don't think what is on the line, Joseph. Stay on the line.
Okay. All right. Then Joseph, thank you. Thank you. If you drop, then Wallace will come in. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Joseph. Okay, let me merge this other color here. Okay, go ahead. 2578. Your next 2578 last number. Go ahead. 203 number.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Hello, Samson.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is yes. I've been listening to you.
But who is it? Who is this? Who is this?
Yeah, and the thing here is that
What's your name? What's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
And what's your name?
My name is Saturday.
Okay, Charlie. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make a comment. Let's make that brief, please.
Yeah. What I want to say here is that when people are making some remarks on the political scene, is something that you got to look at from all kinds of perspectives. You see that there are a lot of things that is going on in Liberia, where you find people are claiming, hey, we're going to win this stuff on the first round and all kinds of stuff. And so when you see the election commission dragging their feet to give the final voter roll and stuff, they call the commissioner in front of the senator in a hearing and give a deadline saying, hey, I'm going to give the final information on the 18th, and the 18th has passed. There is no information that will make the political parties to get on their feet to put their people on the right track of observation. So those are the things that we need to pay attention to in Liberia.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, if somebody is saying, hey, Prince Johnson, and Prince Johnson is the same person that been with George Weah before. Prince Johnson was with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So why Prince Johnson now would be somebody that people would be that will create chaos in Liberia? I think Prince Johnson is talking from other or a dissatisfaction in from why he was there from observation.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Caller, your next in line, 5433 number.
Mr. Tool, this is Mr. Cummings again. Quickly, just to buttress something one of the callers said earlier on about the National Elections Commission. Look, it's a good thing to follow history, because if you go back to the situation that happened that led to the death of Robert Phillips, it was associated with alleged cheating. Okay, when Emmett Hammond said that Robert Phillips was cheating, whereas he was not a part of the group that was tallying the final vote. Okay, and who was the chief investigator? Emmanuel Shaw. What became of that report that led to the death of Robert Phillips? Let's go back to previous election, the election involving the former election commissioner, Councilor Morris, Flomoya, and others. CDC raised some concern concerning the National Elections Commission. Right. So it is very important to checkmate this current group of commissioners and make sure that the commissioner is up, the National Elections Commission is up to the task. But you know, Mr. So sometimes people do not follow history. So they just look at things now. But if you trace previous election as compared to this election, this National Elections Commission, people need to look at them with an eagle eye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Folks, that's the last caller. Thank you, Cummings. We appreciate it. Mali, Give us your closing. Yeah, I don't want to keep you longer. It's real late on our side anyway. So go ahead and give us your 1 or 2 second closing.
Well, I just want to take my hats off to all the callers. I think they all make valid point tonight, and some of their points were very meaningful and very resourceful. And I think it gave a clue, about the magnitude of the pending election and some unfolding things. And so I just want to thank each of them for their input. They were very meaningful to me, and there are a lot I learned from their inputs, and I just want to thank them for that. However, when the last quarter said we should learn from history, I think he made a very significant statement. And from his statement that we should always retrospect history, I would even want to suggest that going forward in the future, there is a need for us to take the election commission from under the executive and make it autonomous and equate it to commissioner being elected. Because when you are elected, you become neutral. But we are seeing that the election commission is a neutral body, but the executive make the employment. You see, so indirectly, I think their loyalty will always be to the person that employed them. But if we create a scenario in our constitution where we're taking the election commission from under the executive and making it a neutral body where commissioners have to run to be voted into office, I think we will be heading somewhere. And I took the clue from the last caller, that we should focus on the election, and what's happening now is not new. There have been electoral stories before, so that broadened my horizon to see the entire neck in that direction.
But Marido, before you go, thank you for your closing. But I just want to say that the color just gave you a little opportunity to rehash your misgiving with the election commission. I remember here you were yelling here, blaming the opposition of not taking the election commission to tax from day one. That they
had nothing to do with the discussion.
Well, I understand that. So the election commission, for you, it seemed to me that they needed to be taking the tax and they needed to be guided, so to speak. So
even when they are elected, they are human beings. They are not robots. They're gonna have some flaw. We still have to keep taking them to tax from time to time. Now, Dylan is going there to go and see them again. Maybe you may other people would disagree, but it is Dylan's and his group right to meet the election commission and express their grievances. It is his right. In what capacity is he doing it? I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution tonight. I think we will be out here again tomorrow with Mr. So, where we are going to take a different route again. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. But thank you for coming in. I'm surprised Terry was not here tonight. Was he here last night?
Yeah, he was here.
Okay.
Well, we miss you. So, like, saying you're coming in, everybody decided to stay out. So that's the game. That's the game everybody playing now.
That's okay.
I'm just assuming.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Because even Sister was here last night, but because you were not here, he left sooner.
Okay. Well, I'm enjoying myself anyway.
Probably he left because of you. We said, okay, now you are here. They all decided to take the back seat.
Right.
By assumption.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Two, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Malik. Good night.
Good night.
Again, folks, Samson to Labrador Public. I want to thank all of you again tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show. We'll be back here again tomorrow. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Mr. So will be here moderating, and we'll join him as well. The Liberal is going to be on, and the Liberal is always here. And my Liberal view tonight, except tonight, the Liberal decided, you see, that's what I like about myself. I decided tonight we're not going to take the book people, the liberal book view. I took the liberal total view tonight. And I truly enjoy myself. I truly enjoy myself. Because when in these kinds of situations, when you start analyzing, Prince Johnson's statement was not made through the lens of the book people. No, he made that statement for people in the countryside to understand. So if you're going to go with Prince Johnson and try to engage his statement, you have to put yourself way deep inside the country. And that's what I did tonight. I'm very proud of myself. And if I may say so, pat on my back. No, folks, Samson told LeBron Pablo Radio, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We'll say good night to all of you. And let's meet again tomorrow evening. Please, let's continue to pray for the country, Republic of Liberia. We cannot afford, we cannot, and we must not even think about 1 ounce of violence in our country. My people, and they were a little bit selfish. I just finished being in my father's house. Y'all let me stay in our house there for at least 6 months, 7 months. Then when y'all start something, my people and myself can run away. But I want to stay in our house for 3 days and came back. So you want to start something that, am I going to go? What time y'all start something? What time I will go through Bon County, Nima County before I go to Toton? What a role. Man, I beg you, man. You don't have election. Whoever win will go support that person and fix our country, man. Please, please, please. Enjoy we are winning. You don't pull ourselves this time around. We're not pushing my way. Enjoy we are winning. You don't come around here and help to build the country. If Ambassador Bakar win, you don't come around and build the country. Amen. The country is sweet. The country is sweet. You don't enjoy ourselves. Samson told LeBron Pablo Radio. Good night, folks.